the Dream 100 Show. The epicenter of influence, collaboration, and exponential growth. You're about to discover the power of relationships. Dream 100 relationships. And you're one relationship away from a totally different business and life. This is your host, Michael Tesner.
So what are some of the best Dream 100 gifts that either myself and my team or our students have delivered? So as you know, one of the core principles to the Dream 100 framework, the Dream 100 methodology, the Dream 100 implementation is all largely, when you get to that point, based around highly personalized gifting. And then continuing to do that highly personalized gifting. Now, we've talked in the past about the big difference between a Dream 100 gift and a gift that is meant to start a sales conversation. And we've also talked about what's not either of those gifts, and that is something like lumpy mail. So lumpy mail, it's outside of what we're talking about. That's just another marketing tactic that aims to get things opened on a more regular basis. So if you're sending 1,000 personalized letters to your target audience or 1,000 homeowners, that if you were to make the mail lumpy, it traditionally is going to get opened more. That's not a gift. That is a marketing ploy, a marketing tactic that candidly does work quite well. So the Dream 100 gift is traditionally sent when you're trying to get someone's attention in a big way. You're sending something after they've came on your podcast as a big thank you. Now, I want to remind you what a Dream 100 gift is not. It is not something that is run-of-the-mill and something that you would send to more than a couple of people. It's not traditionally a generic Starbucks card or a Dunkin' Donuts card or a gift certificate to a local chain. But it's also not something that is meant to be sent with the immediate intention, keyword immediate, to get someone to want to reciprocate immediately. It's meant to get in front of them. It's meant to wow them a little bit. It's meant to make them smile. It's meant to put you in their good graces and hopefully start to advance that relationship. Now, a gift that's then used to start a sales conversation, that can be more generic. That traditionally will be sent to 50 people or 100 people, for example, at a time. And I've talked about using cookies. I've talked about sending big kits of candy that have a little padlock on it where they have to call you to get the code to open it. And those strategies work as well, but that is more kind of direct response marketing at a higher level. That to me kind of is more in the zone of a higher tier lumpy mail that's done on a smaller scale with the sales team. Dream 100 gifts are highly personal. So I'm going to give you, in no particular order, some of the favorite gifts that we've sent, and again, that students have sent. So one of the really cool things that we had one of our students send, it was a mirror that was called, I think, the Be Seen mirror. And they went and they took some of the different quotes that person on the other side has posted on Facebook or Instagram or X that they felt were kind of quote worthy or like really different things that not everyone is saying. And they had those etched, I think there were 8 of them, onto this mirror. So as you're looking into the mirror, you're seeing yourself, and you can also see kind of very lightly some of those quotes that the person on the other side had said. That was something that was really, really fun. We had another person that liked astrology, and they went and they had a couple of different stars named after the person, but then they took it to a whole nother level where they noticed that they had talked about the date that they got engaged. They were just recently engaged, and where I was just engaged here because they did the at. So like we're checking in at this restaurant, just got engaged. And they had the whole star thing that was what the stars looked like at that time that they got engaged with where they got engaged. Now, if you think about something like that, and I'm going to give you plenty more examples in just a minute, but it's that hyper personalization. It's the something that is going to connect with them on a much deeper level that, I don't want to say it speaks to their soul, but it plays off the emotional chord. It doesn't just have them say, thank you, that was a really nice gesture, but it's something that they're ideally going to display, something that they're going to use. We had another person that they went, and the asterisk to all of this, and I'm not getting into everything on today's episode, but we've talked about with the Dream 100 framework that you need to socially stalk every person that you're trying to target. You need to understand what makes them tick. You need to understand how many kids they have, where they like to travel to, what interests, what hobbies, what food they like, where they went to college. You need to know about them at a level that is far deeper than just, you know that they live like I do in Buffalo, New York. You could probably guess that I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, so great, you know that. But if you were to start to look a little bit deeper, and you might see, well, yeah, I post not only that I like the Bills, but I have season tickets. I've posted bringing my kids to Bills games. I've posted about, hey, we're tailgating with my solo stove. So if you know that that is something very important, a gift that you could send me, all gifts are always welcome, would be something that is personalized to the Buffalo Bills. It wouldn't be generic. Maybe you continue to do some digging and you're like, oh, he's talked about Jim Kelly, for example. Or I know Josh Allen's kind of the hot quarterback, and Michael mentioned he didn't have a Josh Allen jersey, which I do. I would put something like that in the mail to me. And we're going to talk about a few other elements, the handwritten card and all that go with it. But it's that social stalking that's going to start to unlock things. Now, if you're like, well, Michael, I can't find anything about them, there are a couple of go-to gifts that still will make a splash, but they might not be as personal. So our go-to gifts, if we can't find a lot more personal things, are going to be something with either the high school they went to, the college, or if they went and got an advanced degree, one of those particular schools. And I like to get wood from the school that they went to, so easier for colleges, and then have a pen made up with the blank from the wood at the stadium where they would have games. So I could send a pen if they went to Michigan State that was from the stadium at one of the seats. So now they have a pen that literally has Michigan State wood where they went to college. That's still a highly personalized gift that is unique because I did the research, found where they went to college. And we send those types of gifts very, very often. That tends to be gift number 2. But you might be thinking, well, how do I find out about all of these things? That's why not only are we following them on every social media channel, that we're aiming to friend them on the different social media channels. That's why there's all the pre-steps before you even start this, so that your likelihood of getting accepted as a friend on their account goes up. But if there's high-level people that you're trying to go after, Gary Vaynerchuk in the marketing space, for example, he's on social media 24/7. What would I send Gary Vaynerchuk? He talks about how much he loves the Jets. Maybe I'm going to find a bottle of wine that has his name on it and maybe the logo of the Jets, for example. There's a winemaker that will, like I saw it from Michigan State, because I was looking at Michigan State yesterday, where it had like a Michigan State bottle of wine. You could put the person's name on it when they graduated. But I know he loves the Jets, so could I find something that's way outside the box, not just a jersey? I would know that he loves sports cards and he likes to collect. Maybe I make him a sign that says Garage Sale Hero because he talks about garage sailing. And this is all public stuff that you can find. But you need to get to the heart of really what makes them tick. Now, the stuff that really tends to also do well is when you find things that they're openly talking about, a certain goal, a certain vacation they're going to be heading on, something for their kids. So we knew one of our prospects had 4 kids, And they used to be a swimmer, not an Olympic swimmer, but they used to swim a lot, and they were talking on social media about how their kids are getting ready to enroll in this particular swim school. So we put together this whole kit that had towels that had their kids' names, and all this stuff was public. So it wasn't like we were really taking it to a stalker level. But we know that you're going to be doing this swim school training with your kids. We wanted to put together a fun pack that you can take with you as your kids are going to swim school. Now, I'm going to talk about that handwritten letter that goes with this in just a second. We'll find their favorite restaurants based on where they've checked in, where they have recently went to. And that is often not just it's not usually the first gift, but that usually is gift 2 or gift 3. Now, with all these gifts, they're done in sequences, but I always like to start with gift number 1 being something that is bigger than they would be expecting, something that's more outside the box, and again, highly personal. The more personalized, the better. We teach people to go on Etsy and to have all the fun different things customized with their name, with their business logo that relate to a hobby. We had somebody that we knew was talking about wanting to get back into jet skiing. So we had someone on Etsy, they take skis and then they etch different things in the skis and they turn it into works of art. And we sent that. Hope you look forward to getting back into the jet ski space, and it had the date on it. Everything has their name, their logos if we're putting a logo on something. Traditionally, gift number 1 is not logoed. It's something for them, again, that is just highly personal. We had somebody that has went to Disney like 10 times a year. Every single year they're talking about it. So we went onto eBay and we found props. They typically, they go to all the Disney parks, but they would talk about one of the rides in particular, Pirates of the Caribbean. That was like their favorite ride. It's also one of my favorite rides. And we found a sign that was used like 10 years ago on the Pirates of the Caribbean, had that sent to us, and then we kind of boxed everything up on our side with that letter and sent it off. Highly personal things that go back to people's family, their health, their wealth, their well-being, but really we love to focus on hobbies. What are they talking about that is not work related? What are the things that actually make them tick? Now, Gary Vaynerchuk, work, I just listened to one of his podcasts this morning. He's like, I want to be working till I die. Like, that's all that I love to do. And so there's people that are built like that, but most other people have some hobbies outside of work, and that's the stuff they like to put on social media. So you have to start to scope this stuff out. We had another client, or Dream 100 prospect rather, that just talked about having grandkids for the first time. So we put together a whole box, and we call it the Grandkids Survival Kit, and it was just a whole bunch of gifts, a couple of books about becoming a grandfather, and just all really high-end, nice stuff. The key word to all of this is higher end, customized, personalized, that is going to speak to them, that's going to cut through the noise. The way that you don't have this gift seen as a sales type of gift is you avoid the stuff that everyone else does. I get emails every week. Last week it was, will I take a sales meeting for a free pair of AirPods? This morning it was a $100 Amazon gift card. Now, usually a lot of these places will actually do it the opposite way, where they won't send the gift, they'll try and use it as a bribe. Now, you might bite if it's a big enough gift and you take a sales meeting, for example, but that's what I don't want it to do. I don't want the cheesy, you send the 1 cent via PayPal to get their attention, and then you put it in a long thing in there. Hey, I'm trying to get your attention. But the timing aspect is important. So when you start to send these gifts is when there's some type of event that has happened to where they've acknowledged your posting on their social media, they've came on a podcast of yours, they've responded to an email or a text or a call, like they've given you some inclination that, hey, let's maybe have a conversation. And that's when I trigger gift number 1. Now, with the gift, I said there's always a handwritten card, a handwritten note. And in that, it would say something like this. So like with the grandfather one, First name, comma, I know that you posted about just becoming a recent grandfather. I put some fun things together that I hope you'll enjoy and your new grandchild will at some point in the future. Thinking of you, Michael Tasner, and then I had my cell phone number. Now, if that particular person, and this one wasn't, if they had came on my podcast, I would change it up a little bit. So the languaging for the Disney person, they came on my podcast. I know that you said the Pirates of the Caribbean is your favorite ride. It's one of mine as well. Just was on it 6 months ago. Hope you'll display this in your office or somewhere fun. It'll make you smile as much as it made me smile. So grateful to have you on our podcast. Would love to see if there's some fun ways to work together in the future. Here's my cell phone. So I add that final line, but I don't say anything pushy. I don't say I'm going to give you a call tomorrow. I don't say I'm sending you this because I want to, like, I'm keeping it casual. Would love to connect further. Would love to see if there's some fun ways to work together, some fun ways to collaborate. Would love to see if there's a cool way to partner. And then I send it, and I am going to then follow up a day or two after the delivery with something that's fun and light. Typically an email or a text. Just wanted to make sure that the fun gift that I had sent over came through, and I really hope you love it. Now, almost always I don't have to send that because the gifts typically blow people away. I wouldn't say knock them off their socks, but there definitely has happened before. But almost always I'm going to hear from them before, Michael, thank you ever so much for the gift. And then some of them just say thank you. But many of them say, yeah, let's talk next week. You got time on Tuesday. And that one gift then advanced the relationship 6 months. If I don't hear anything back, I might do one of a few things. So number one, I'm going to follow up a couple of times to at least make sure they got it, because I like some kind of acknowledgement, even if it's just a thank you so much, I got it. I'm very appreciative. I don't take them off the list. I hit them up with another gift 3 months later. That might be the custom pen that I talked about with wood from their college. It might be a couple $100 gift card to a recent restaurant that they went to, or a new restaurant that I researched. And that would also have a handwritten note. I was researching restaurants in the Buffalo area. This one just opened up about a month ago. It's got some rave reviews. Please have dinner with your wife or your spouse on me. Would love to catch up one of these days, and then put my cell phone number. And I will continue if that relationship warrants it, which most Dream 100 relationships warrant a much higher level of touch and engagement, because these should be worth tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, you can Google things like unique gifts, and you're going to find a website like Uncommon Goods, but I need you to laser in on their hobbies and things that they really like. Movies, if they're big movie buffs, but they have to talk about something more than once. Not just, oh, I went to this movie. Like, I love the movie The Departed, but I don't talk about it every single day. I talk about The Office every single day. So sending me a prop from The Office, of which there's a bunch of them behind me in my background, that's going to go noticed, because you'll see that, like, I am obsessed with the show. And like, that's the kind of element that you need to get to. And then you need to go on the hunt as if you're trying to find the perfect personalized gift. I promise you, these gifts are worth their weight in gold. I've proven it out years after years after years. This stuff works. It's a great investment of time and money to advance and land your Dream 100 relationships. Get out there, personalize those gifts, and start sending. Michael Tasner signing off. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I'll see you next week.